Back to the Switch bit. This is episode 2 of my playthrough of Outer Worlds, and I am coming to you in the edit room. So I just want to say, if you watched my first video, you already know this, but my mic settings were jacked. So you're not going to hear my voice through this video. I hope you can get through this. It was too late when I realized I didn't want to restart the whole entire process, but it's been fixed now. So in video number 4, you'll start to actually be able to hear my voice, which is pretty cool because, yeah, I'm really digging this game. So go ahead and, yeah, it's still fun to watch, right? I mean, you know, I can give commentary like afterwards. Should I do that? Nah. But yeah, so yeah, just sit back, relax, and watch this. Sorry that I am an idiot. All right, happy hunting, everybody.
Huh?
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. I am employed by the Retirement Department of Spacer's Choice. That's fancy talk for working in the cemetery. Name's Silas, junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20... Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paper. Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards. Well, if you're gonna go headhunting, talk to Constable Reyes back in town. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company...
Beats working at the cannery.
Huh? What? I could really go for some salty?
They start asking you for some medicine, come tell me. I'll set them. Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me. Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished. Figured it was obvious. I got sick. Couldn't get better on my own. Got moved here for everyone's sake. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason. Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble. That's kind of you to say, I suppose. But I don't... Company always tells us weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe... I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I'm feeling a touch faint.
What was that? Open fire! Gotta find cover! One up! Waste of company ammo! Something's not right. Take him down! Find a fine bounty.
Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough in... I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standard. You will also report to me in the event of your death. Whereupon I... Gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire... Edgewater is built on the discipline and sacrifice of its people. Say what you will about our town, but we all pull together. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give. Much obliged. Hey, that's against regular... What do you think you're doing? I don't have time for this. Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene. Go ahead. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching. Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boiled canid liver and a splash of ethanol. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours. Edgewater has been good to me. I am never wanting for work. As the good vicar says, work fortifies the spirit of a man. If you want to feel exhausted, try not having... What can I do for you? A ship? Dear me. You seem to have lost the ability to distinguish between reality and I don't approve of fantasizing. It's a dreadful habit, corrosive to the mental faculties. Vicar Maximilian, our man from the OSI, here to spread the message of scientism like a soothing balm upon a feverish head. You'll find him in our local church. He doesn't seem to like us much. The vicar has not been with us long, and in his relatively short tenure in Edgewater,
And your rations yet?
Yep. 2 whole cans of salt tuna.
You ought to go have a talk with the boss, Reed Thompson. He's up in his tower above the cannery. Music to my ears. Music to my... It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Go right ahead. Plague? I don't know anything about a plague. We are the very picture of hot-blooded physical vigor. You have got the wrong idea about me. I've got... Some of us who get sick are liable to exaggerate the conditions of that sickness. But the fact is, if you work hard, you have got... Survival of the fittest. It ain't just the law of nature. It's company policy. Medical treatment is commensurate with our value to society. Spacer's Choice will dispense medicine for the indispensable worker. Natural selection at work. Then the hand of medical science will not grace you with its touch. And you must recover on the virtue of your own grit. Listen, you mind if we talk about something else? Rambling about company policy...
Our place in the universe is fixed.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you round here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Wasn't nothing but a question. Do excuse me.
I must be on my way. Verity to you.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town? Mechanical tomfoolery is... Oh, and a word of warning. If you're considering wandering around... Marauders are about. Though if you are... One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down bands. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, so you'll consider it. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. Any progress on that matter? Please. A religious text deemed heretical by the OSI is an unsafe object at large. Though I understand, because I'm also a collector of books. Rare things in this colony. Appreciation of the written word outside monthly periodicals is... I've never seen you before, and there's been no paperwork indicating a transfer. Half the time it's wrong, but also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed... Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the level of... Yes. Yes, it is. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No? How about, work fortifies the spirit? The OSI teaches that the Grand Architect set a perfect system in motion at the beginning of time. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in that grand plan. The Order of Scientific Inquiry. Mock me all you want. What would you...
Got my sights on you. You're safer inside the walls.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Ease off the threats, friend. I'm going.
Boss's orders. We all got quotas to make. You're some sort of free... You're safer inside the wall.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
You kidding me? Damn. Always thought he was made of sterner stuff.
I think he was plagued. Guess he didn't want to die in the sick house.
Plagued? Ah, shit. I had some of his salt tuna.
You moron.
Friend of mine died a couple weeks back. Still ain't past it.
We should keep our voices down.
Well, the office is writing up promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free. As a Spacer's Choice Constable, I am authorized to grant you legal authority toward apprehending wanted criminals. Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller. As long as your questions fall with... If this is a setup to a joke, you should know I've never found anything amusing in... I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the entire region of Emerald Vale serve Spacer. Spacer's Choice is a wholly owned subsidiary of Universal Defense Logistics, which occupies a seat on the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, also known as the Board. I must admit it bothers me that you don't already know. His likeness decorates many a wanted poster. Do you have any relevant information about this individual? Mm-hmm. Shot you into space. You know, lying to a Spacer's Choice Constable is a
Wish we had some better rations.
I know how you feel.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy. And what are you doing here? Visiting? What? No. I mean, Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That... Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for... You are? I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for... There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in. Nab that... I'll do what I can. I tried medicating myself with adrenatime. Didn't do much. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly... It is what it is. Town's got a limited supply of medicine. You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. So you'll do it then? You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Lord. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken... I know that. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy. Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that... Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic. I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. I'm doing right by the town, I'll tell you that much. You bring me that medicine and I'll see that it goes to the right people. That's all I can ask of you.